All right, guys, this is how you lay out your end cap. You've got an 8 3/4 by 8 1/2 piece of metal. All right, you should have 2 of them. We'll verify the length. All right, now when you get into smaller stuff, it makes sense to use one of these because you can actually see the numbers on it, right? That's great. That's awesome. That's what you want. So I'm going to check it. I'm going to set it at 8 3/4. All right, I adjust it here, screw and unscrew. And then the nice thing about these also is a lot of these have a scratch awl that go right into the end, okay, for scratching metal. That's what they're for. Crazy, right? I know. All right, so this is, they could also scratch wood there, genius. Okay. All right, so 8 1/2 by 8 3/4. This is correct. All right. So I'm going to orient this the way that it needs to be oriented. We are working from the bottom up. Okay. So from the bottom up, vertically, it is 8 3/4 inches tall. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to move this down to 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to lock it in. Then I'm going to bring it out here on the edge. All right. You can do this a couple ways, but I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to scratch the 2 corners. Then I'm going to lay a straight edge across. Now we have a 1/4 inch mark. So that's our very first mark on the way up from the bottom. Too easy so far, right? Too easy. Now if we look at our drawing shows us that it is 2 inches up to our next mark, all the way across. So I take my slide rule and set it to 2 1/4 inches, because that mark, that 2 inch mark, starts from the 1/4 inch mark here. Don't make that mistake and mess up. Once I have that set, I put it on here. Again, I'm just going to scratch both sides. And then use a straight edge to draw my line. Now, there are a lot of ways to do this. I know that you guys have all heard the saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I always kind of wondered about that, because who would want to be skinning a cat anyway, right? Huh? I always thought it was a cat. I don't know. Maybe it is. All right, so we've got our 2 inch mark line drawn, okay? So our next one, we go from that 2 inch mark, we're going to go 3 inches up from that. So our next measurement needs to be 2 1/4 plus 3, which is
5 1/4.
2 1/4 plus 3 is
5 1/4.
5 1/4. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're able to do the basic math. Most of you. As long as it passes it. Yes, indeedy. All right, so here we are. I am marking both sides to make sure that I can get a nice straight line. Okay, so now I've got that mark. Now, the only other mark that I need to put on here is the 1/2 inch down from the top for the vertical direction. Okay, so what I do is I set this to 8 1/4 because that leaves a 1/2 inch at the top. Too easy, right? Wow, I know this is mind-blowing, mind-blowing. So now I'm just going to scratch this. And this one doesn't even need to go all the way across. So I just put it on there, scratch it a little bit, and we're good to go. All right, so now we've got all of our measurements going up. So this piece of metal, if it were going straight up, these would be where everything is folded. Do you understand? Now, I need to put a 1/4 inch on both sides here. So let me do that. I'll go back down, set this at 1/4 inch again, and then I'll turn it sideways and I'll mark it, and then I can just use this, slide it up like that, and scratch my 1/4 inch line all the way down on this side. All right, then I'm going to do the same thing on this side with the 1/4 inch. Am I going too fast?
Let's slow down the video.
Huh?
Let's slow down the video.
You'll just slow down the video. Okay. All right, so again, I'm going to make my mark so I can scratch this all the way from one end to the other. Okay, so I've got a 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. Okay, so now I need to go across this way. I need to find center. So if it's 8 1/2 inches wide, where will the center mark be?
4 1/4.
A little bit louder?
4 1/4.
4 1/4. Great, great, great. All right, so we are going to set this at 4 1/4, and we'll put a mark there so that we know that that's center. And then we'll draw that line all the way up to the top. Now, we have a piece that is evenly divided. All right? Now, a house divided cannot stand, right? Huh?
Yeah.
Who do you know? Who said that? You guys know? Huh?
Barack Obama.
No.
Yes, a founding father.
Oh, yeah, like was it founding Washington?
Huh?
Washington.
No, that's George
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
George Jefferson Jefferson.
Oh my God. All right, so you guys are embarrassing me. This is really bad. All right. So now, this base here is 6 inches. So from 3 inches, or from the center mark, you're going to go 3 inches both ways. and put a mark. And then you go back another 3 inches the other way and you put a mark. Now you've got that. Now what you're going to do here is you're only drawing this up to that next mark. Okay, that's all you got to do for this. This is just to give you your reference point for your angled pieces here, where it goes out. Now, we're almost done. Okay. What? We're almost done.
I didn't mean to do that.
What?
I said I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Huh?
Your hair's growing well.
Hey, thanks. Thanks. All right, so now we go from that center mark. All right, the handle is 1 1/4 inches wide. What is half of 1 1/4?
No, wait, you said 1 1/4?
Half of 1 1/4. Oh my God. Somebody
0.7.
say it again. What? What? 5/8. 5/8. 5/8. Yes. Yes. Thank you. All right.
I was good at the other
Think
match.
about it.
Huh?
I was good at the other match. I'm better with bigger numbers. Oh my god.
I don't know what I should say about that.
I did not mean to say that on camera.
All right, so 5/8 out, put a mark, and then it's 1 1/4 inches, and put my other mark, right? 5/8 and 1 1/4 inches, yes? Yes, Mr. Gieskin. Huh? Come crack my back. Come crack my back. It's so important. Look. All right, so we've got our handle laid out here, right here. Maybe. There we go. Here and here. Okay? So, from that point down, we are going to draw a line. We will use a straight edge. The really nice thing about this is it's a nice straight edge. Nice solid straight edge. You just need to make sure that you put it back together when you're done. Because if you don't, these will end up lost all the time. Happens every day. Kind of like the look that that I see on some of your faces. What? What did he say, George?
No, his name is Jamie there.
No, my name is James, actually.
James, that's tough.
All right, so now we have the upper angles, but there's more. Oh wait, there's more. So these get a 1/2 inch lap seam here and here. So I need to add a 1/2 inch. Here, there's a 1/2 inch. So I can just draw that out. Okay, I've got my 1/2 inch there. I'm going to go over to the other side, and I'm going to put my 1/2 inch on this side. Okay, scratch. A little scratchity scratch. And I've got my 2 1/2 inch lap seams. Now, the last thing that I need to do to this piece is draw the hypotenuse for these bottom angles. It's really simple because you're just connecting two lines at a diagonal. Okay? Do that on one side. Do that on the other side. Now, I've got to add the 1/4 inch seam, and then I'm done. So all I got to do is go and connect this point here and this point here, and that will be a full 1/4 inch. All right, and then the same thing over here. Just go from one point to the other point. And it's done. All right, it's done. Now I can cut it out. This is my favorite part. All right, I'm gonna do it with these nice Andy snips because they give a better cut. Okay.
What if we don't have any snips?
Then you don't use them.
Great advice.
Well, I mean, it's really common sense. Advice would be something where,
Knowledge.
you know,
I don't have that. You're an idiot, Sean. Yeah.
Sean's not an idiot.
If you,
There's a lot of things Sean is, but an idiot is not one of them.
bro, where's your money at? This gas is long.
All right, so we're almost to a point where we move to these snips.
And what are these snips called?
These are straight. They're straight snips. All right. So do that. You notice that these are the small jaw. They're not bulldogs, and they're not offsets. They're just regular straights. Like
Like me and Sean.
like Aiden. I wasn't gonna say you guys were straight. I was gonna say like you were pointing out. If you're straight, you know that's. That's a surprise to me. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that on camera. I'll edit that out.
Can you edit out me saying I'm better with bigger numbers?
Is this 10 minutes yet? We need that revenue.
Huh?
Is it 10 minutes yet? Because we need that revenue.
Did an ad.
Hey, what did that sound?
We need
Ad
ads.
break.
Oh, like, give me a
Hey,
second.
you gotta get out of here, boy.
You have a lot of dust on your right leg, bro. Some of you.
That's gotta get it.
Like somebody just farted dust.
Well, you know, if you're in my first period,
Oh, Ben.
you know, names. Don't say names. I'm gonna have to delete that.
Yeah, we kind of said your name. We said his name.
Martez.
Yes.
Yeah, if you say the last name.
That's fair.
Last or the first, it doesn't matter as long as it's not the whole